just a second. If you could smizash that Liz-like button. Oh, man. That would be great. Appreciate you. See you in just a minute. Oh, hey, oh, shit. My bad. What's up? Good morning, and welcome to the morning stream here on the Den of Nerds Live. It's the best way to start your day. If you didn't know, now you know, Nerdventure. Welcome, one and all. We got a lot to get into today. Look, it's going to be one of those days, man. It's going to be one of those days. I don't know if we're going to make we might not make a lot of friends today with what we have to say, with what we got to talk about. However, we must do it. We will be talking about a Variety article in the Hollywood Trades, talking about how Marvel might get Eternals and Shang-Chi completely rejected from the Chinese film market. We're going to talk about that. We've sort of been talking about that a little bit with some of you guys. It's going to be interesting. We'll get into what the trades are saying. I want to know what you guys think. I have a lot of takes myself. And we'll get into all of that and more. I also want to talk about Emily Blunt's comments about superhero movies. She's like, I don't need no superhero movies. Like, I don't need no man. But instead of man, it's superhero movies. I don't need no superhero movie. But is she lying? You know, we're going to look at what she said on the Howard Stern show and talk about it. See what it means for all of us and more. But before we get into all of that exciting stuff, let's do a little show notes. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're a Nerdventure member, you might have seen the stream last night at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Myself, Lavis, Al, we had Ryan H. and Adam from Fanjecture over there as well. A big old celebration stream, just figuring out and sort of beta testing some things, because we're going to start doing streams not only in the mornings over here, but we're going to be doing them in the evenings as well. So you're going to have your morning streams at 10 a.m. You're going to have your evening streams at 7 p.m. And that's going to be happening multiple nights a week. But we don't know for sure what that's going to look like when it goes public. But for now, if you are a channel member, you're going to get access to sort of the tests that we are doing behind the scenes. Come on by tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm not even 100% sure who's all going to be on that stream tonight. Might see a little bit of me, might see a little bit of Lavis, might see a little bit of Elisa. It should be a good time, and we'll be streaming and experimenting tonight. Also tonight at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Darren's Danger Room returns. Miss Darren Wood and myself going to be cutting it up, talking about all the nerdy things that are going on. I'm interested if she has any takes about what's currently going on with this situation and the possibility of these two movies not being included in the Chinese marketplace for films. That's pretty interesting. But either way, it's always a lot of fun with Darren during Darren's Danger Room. Say that 5 times fast. So make sure you are there at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tonight. Tomorrow, Thursday, After Dark returns. Alan Lavis cutting it up, talking about all the cool shit going on in the nerdy world. That'll be at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then I will be doing a watch party for the 3rd episode of The Bad Batch. So look for that. If you're a Nerdventure member, we do that at probably start like 2:45 in the morning, Friday morning Eastern Standard Time. We'll watch the episode together. We'll talk a little bit behind the scenes. If the episode's really, really dope, I might do a live stream right after that for the public, but I'm not promising anything because, look, I'm just very busy. So we'll see how all of that goes. But that's pretty much the show notes for now. Now let's get into this story. Let me just get a sort of metric in the chat before we get into any of the articles or things that people are saying. You tell me in the chat, ladies and gentlemen, have you seen... Uh-oh, we got a mic? We got a mic problem? Are we crack-a-lacking? Are we crack-a-lacking, boys and girls? Mike, how bad is it? How bad is it on a scale from 1 to 10? How bad? Mike be cracking? Uh-oh. We got this problem again. All right, give me 2 seconds. Let's see if we can fix it. Let's see if we can fix it this time. Did that fix it? Do we sound a little bit better? Or no? Is it still poppity pop? You let me know. Is that better? Did we fix it? What's the limit on giving Nerdcoin? I don't know. Not at all? It's worse now? Still popping. That is unfortunate. I really don't know what that could be. I literally didn't do anything to change this morning. The only thing I could think of is to pull the level down and maybe perhaps put that up a little bit. Is that any better? It's good now? You're fine? I'm good now? Is it better now? It's fine now? Pop is gone. Okay, well, yeah. We'll just go from here, guys. I'm sorry, we're adjusting a lot of stuff at the studio, so there's constant problems. You know, I kind of think of it as like there's trolls and or little mystical unicorns that keep coming into the office and into the tower, and they're poking fucking holes in everything with their stupid magical unicorn faces. Or maybe the leprechauns are shitting gold just into all the fucking magical gold that you can't see or spend any money on, like, you know, Bitcoin. And they just shit it all over the desk and all these kind of things, you know? Look, it is what it is. We've got our problems over here. Disney's got their problems over there. It is what it is, ladies and gentlemen. It is what it is. Let me see if I can pull this up for y'all. Okay, I think we got it. Okay, let's see if we can get things crack-a-lack for y'all. Okay, so here we go, guys. This is the story of the day. I want to talk about this, but I also want to talk about the implications of one of the Hollywood trades actually doing this as well. You know what I mean? It's pretty wild. It's pretty wild. So, here we go. Marvel's Shang Chi, the Eternals may face uphill battle to enter China. Here we go. A recent Chinese state media report has added to rumors that two major Marvel superhero films, The Eternals and Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, may not be approved for release in China. Dang, dude. That's wild. In a report on the Marvel Cinematic Universe plans, Phase 4 plans, the CCTV6 China movie channel aired a list of the U.S. release dates for 8 of the 10 scheduled titles, but left out The Eternals and Shang-Chi. After Black Widow, which hits the U.S. on July 9th, they are the next two MCU films in the lineup, releasing in North America on September 3rd and November 5th, respectively. The omission might seem small, but its significance lies in its provenance. The channel is under the jurisdiction of China's powerful propaganda department, which has the final word on film approvals. China does not operate a free market in cinema. All foreign-made films seeking release in Chinese theaters must receive government approval and pass censorship. There are also separate quotas for films imported on flat fee terms and those such as Hollywood studio titles seeking a more lucrative revenue-sharing release through a state-owned distributor. While the Chinese movie channel report is not hard evidence that the two titles will be banned from the China market, their omission could be an indication of something about them is troubling Chinese officials. We're going to talk about that in a second, because remember the crazy reshoots that were announced for Shang-Chi? We're going to talk about that in a second. Both movies have a direct connection to China. Shang-Chi will make the debut of Marvel's first Asian superhero, played by Chinese-born Simu Liu, along with Tony Leung and Michelle Yeoh, both household names in China. The Eternals is Marvel's first tentpole directed by a woman of color, China-born, Oscar-winning Chloe Zhao. That the very two movies one might expect to resonate most with Chinese viewers are not the ones facing, or now the ones facing censorship concerns, highlights the difficulty of navigating the world's largest film market. The odds are already more clearly stacked against the Eternals due to Zhao's position as an unexpected persona non grata in China. A ban on the Eternals would be shocking but not implausible given the recent nationalist backlash that led to Zhao's name and achievements being wiped from much of Chinese web. Holy shit. Chinese state media celebrated their Best Director win at the February Golden Globes, but by the time her historic so they celebrated her at first, but by the time her historic 3 Oscar wins for No Man's Land rolled around 2 months later, authorities imposed a media blackout on the news. This happened with Mulan as well, and this is because of the Uyghur Muslims. The film's scheduled April 23 debut in limited release was pulled with no explanation or new date set. Zhao's troubles show that the trolling in China can have significant real-world consequences, at least when online pressure is aligned with the sentiment authorities wish to encourage, such as nationalism. This could prove troublesome for Shang-Chi, which has been dodged by nationalist complaints for some time. Dogged, not dodged. The shadow of Fu Manchu. I mean, all right, whatever, we'll read into this. A number of issues have sparked discontent. First off, Fu Manchu character, they already changed that, though. Although the Mandarin, blah, 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 this weekly, blah, blah, blah. I'm not even going to get into this. That seems like propaganda. That seems like a different kind of propaganda. Okay, so here's the thing. Another of the most common complaints will certainly surprise American fans excited about the film as a landmark of Asian representation. Many online commenters have slammed Liu and Awkwafina for not meeting the typical thin-chinned, high-nosed, pale-skinned, double-eyelidded standards of ideal Chinese beauty. In one of the most toxic arguments of all, Many say Marvel cast them in lead roles because the studio discriminates against Chinese people's appearance. So that is literally something that's sort of over there. We've talked about this before. Foreigners just love to deliberately cast Asian actors with squinty eyes. There are many actors in China and Asia with big eyes and prominent features, one wrote. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. And again, we have talked about this again. More broadly speaking, initial reaction to the film's poster and trailer across Chinese-speaking regions has been critical, with many commenters in China, Taiwan, and Hong Kong agreeing that it seems prepared to deliver a rather stereotyped view of Chinese people and culture, full of kung fu, lanterns, pagodas, and the color red. These are characters created solely for the purpose of getting a slice of the big cake that is China's enormous box office. There is no soul in them at all. That is wild, dude. The hodgepodge of Asian elements in the movie is unintelligible, one mainlander wrote. I mean, look, that is what they wrote. On both the Hong Kong and Taiwan officials' Marvel YouTube channels, fans expressed similar frustrations. It feels like, okay, we already talked about this, but it's real AF. Okay, so first of all, is this mic still damn ridiculous? And we're definitely going to talk about the impact of this, but like, is the mic okay? I know. That whole time I was just thinking, I hope this mic isn't just horrible the whole time. You know what I mean? I hope that I'm not doing a disgrace to this service and, you know, everything like that. Mic is choppy. What the fuck? I don't know, man. That's not cool. I have no idea why this keeps happening. I really don't. I really don't. The video keeps blurring in and out too. Oh, well, that's a shame. Here, watch this. Now you get a photo of me. Some chopping, but sounds okay otherwise. Okay. Yeah. I don't know. Having some, oh, wow. That just doesn't sound good. I can hear it crack now. I'll turn that down a bit. Wow, that's pretty crazy. Pretty frustrating that we would have problems like this. Pretty fucking crazy, if you ask me. Regardless, we'll just keep it here. It's gonna have to be what it is. So maybe I'll take a break and try to fix it before we talk about Emily Blunt. Okay, so first of all, let's get into how you guys feel about this. Okay, it's like, okay, there's a couple of different aspects to this story. Number one, the Hollywood trades are usually aligned with the desires of the studios in a lot of different ways. And so it's weird that the Hollywood trades, that Variety, who seems to be very friendly with Disney, would even put this out, okay? This feels to me almost as though it could be a cushioning to sort of have North American audiences and audiences around the world like understand what's about to happen. Now, make no mistake about it, I think this would be a hilariously bad L for Marvel and Disney, particularly with Shang-Chi. I think Shang-Chi is going to be dope. I'm excited for Shang-Chi. But I can't even say people are wrong when they're saying, like, dude, like, why would you, like, you're making the Asian superhero and you're doing all the stereotypical things, which, by the way, was exactly what Stan Lee did. You know what I mean? Like, it's exactly what Stan Lee did. You know, bless his heart, and I don't think he necessarily meant anything by it, but 100% that's what Stan Lee did. He was just threw in all the stereotypical Asian shit into a comic, including Fu Manchu, and made the fucking book. You know what I mean? So I can't even argue with people in China that say, like, dude, you want to do representation, and yet you made the entire movie and the whole thing like very stereotypical. I'm gonna sneeze. So there's that aspect to it. You know, by the way, Zack Snyder was gonna make a, I believe it was an Atom movie or a Blue Beetle movie. Maybe it was Atom, with a Chinese actor, a long time ago. And it wouldn't have been all kung fu crazy, you know, or like it wouldn't have been like that. It would have been totally different. And so this kind of goes into a little bit of that that stuff we were talking about with regards to Warner Brothers doing the Black Clark Kent. Okay, now again, a super nuanced point. It's almost hard to explain to certain people, especially people that arrogantly think that they have the complete monopoly on what is ethical and right? Those people suck. They're really annoying. But it's a subtle difference between like building up an authentic character that does authentically represent that, you know, whatever experience, race, culture you're trying to represent, as opposed to like tokenism and just putting it out there and making it black or Asian or what have you, and expecting that to sort of be good enough. Or rather, I think part of the problem is the idea of it's such an awkward, weird thing, because it's like, number one, the studio, from Disney's perspective, I mean, what moral ground do they exactly have to stand on in this situation? They've been bending to the will of China for a long, long time, and not just in the Marvel movies, but in just Disney movies in general, right? Like, there's literally different cuts that will go to China, you know, then go into North America. They changed the Ancient One to not have him be a Tibetan monk and made it a Celtic woman for China. You know what I mean? And so it's just one of those weird situations where, like, they've been doing this for a long, long time, and it's seemingly only now that it may well get rejected, right? I suppose, you know, and it sort of says in the article that let's go back to this. I want to show you this. I want to show you kind of what's going on, where my brain is at with this. So, okay, right here. While the China Movie Channel report is not hard evidence the two will be in China, their omission could be an indication that something about them is troubling Chinese officials. Okay, so remember when we looked at the recast sheet for the Shang-Chi reboots? It's pretty wild, man, because it's either that they're replacing some of the mains. Like, it said extensive reshoots. Like, I can pull it up. You know what I mean? I can pull it up for y'all. Maybe I should just pull it up. Just so that everybody knows, like, what the hell we're talking about here. It's extensive, serious reshoots, man. And some of it made it seem like it was for the stars. You know what I mean? For the fucking stars of the movie. Now, it could be background shots and different things like that. Here we go. I'll pull it up for y'all. Give me a second here. Can you see this? Can y'all see this? Let's look at this. Can y'all see that? Okay, first of all, notice in the upper left corner where it says major reshoots. They're major, not minor. Capisci? The deadline was for last month on the 24th. Okay, it's for Shang-Chi. Martial artist trained, 18 to 75-year-old, South Asian, Southeast Asian, East Asian, mixed ethnicity, male or female. Must be 5'6" or taller. Martial arts trained, movement techniques a plus. Please note, fitting start ASAP. The workday is 4:20. So martial arts trained, 18 to 75, just people. Stand-in number one. Stand-in, 20 to 40 years old, South Asian, Southeast Asian, East Asian male, in excellent physical shape, 5'10 to 5'11, 107, very specific. Please note sizes. Again, very specific. Well-known actors. What? Well-known actors? 5 to 10, 5'11, Asian male, 2 to 3 weeks of work. Interesting. Stand-in too. 20 to 40-year-old, South Asian, Southeast Asian, East Asian female. 5'3 to 5'5, 100 to 115 pounds. Is this a fucking modeling job? No, I get it. It is what it is. Short hair stand-in for our lead. What? 2 to 3 weeks of work. 5'3", 5'5", 100, blah, blah, blah. Must include full sizes. Shorter hair, A+. Okay. Stand in, I don't even know what DBL number 3 is, 40 to 75-year-old, Mediterranean, Middle Eastern, mixed ethnicity, white Filipino, Hispanic male. Look, they want a chest and a chest and a waist. Stand in and photo double for major actor. What? Okay. Must include size of utility stands in 18 to 50 years old, East Asian utility stand-ins, and then mixed bodybuilder. They want bodybuilders, Hispanic males, something like that, okay? Look, we don't know what all of this means. But when you put it together with, this article and the fact that these films are being removed from the list over there in China, again, I would just hate to see that Marvel is like, oh shit, we gotta literally recast stand-ins for our lead actress. We need to cast more beautiful people that China will actually like. We need to cast well-known Chinese actors to leverage to continue to try to get this film into China. Man, feels bad, man. Feels bad. And I gotta be honest, I don't think many of the people in the film are gonna feel good about this. How can you feel good about this? Here's the thing here's really what I'm saying. For me personally, I think this is a moment when Marvel has a beautiful opportunity, not a problem, but an opportunity to not only stand behind Simu Lee, to stand behind Chloe, but to stand against this whack-ass oppression and whack-ass human rights violations that are going on over in China. We talk about this all the time. This is not a political channel. We don't talk about politics here. We don't do that here. You know what I mean? However, it's pretty much attached to a lot of these different pop culture things. China in particular, with the money that they've been giving to Marvel and the fact that Disney is really trying to sort of bend the knee to get their stuff to fit over there in that culture, man, it's just one of those things where if it gets rejected, just like Milan and a lot of these other things that are happening, if it gets rejected, fuck them. Dude, honestly, fuck them. As a Marvel fan, and I think I speak for a lot of other Marvel fans, when we're just we really don't care. You know what I mean? I don't even think that it was that lucrative over there. I mean, frankly, I think that, frankly, a lot of American companies are about to face a pretty harsh wake-up call where they're going to realize that a lot of their audiences and potential customers are going to become hyper aware of the business dealings that they have had in some pretty messed up situations. And unless these companies literally address it and change moving forward, I think they're going to see a massive decline and face some serious pain. Because think about this as a worst case scenario. If China completely rejects those two movies and North American audiences don't fully embrace those films, Marvel might have a pretty fucking shaky year ahead of it. You know what I mean? They might have a pretty shaky year ahead of themselves. I mean, if Shang-Chi flounders, you know what I mean? Completely flounders, oof, feels bad, man. If Eternals completely flounders, feels bad. I mean, we just heard that there's going to be a sequel for the Eternals that Marvel is already working on. She's persona non grata. She doesn't fucking exist to the Chinese. You know what I mean? They're not going to touch any of her shit, bro. So, what is y'all doing over there? You know what I mean? In my estimation, Disney's floundering and trying to figure it out. This article from Variety could be sort of a cushioning thing for North American audiences to try to get them from panicking or from them for forming all these harsh judgments about the film and about just in general the relationship moving forward with China. It's such a weird and interesting thing. So I actually want to stop for a second before we get into the Emily Blunt situation, and I want to spend a little bit of time just going through the chat, seeing what you guys have to say. I'm also going to address some of the super chats that are going on. And let's spend a little time. Let's get into this a little bit. Let's see what you guys are saying. Is there some other information out there that I'm not aware of? Help me to help you. Help me to help you, ladies and gentlemen. Do some of you feel differently? You know what I mean? Do you think I'm off my rocker here? You know, please, by all means, let your voice be heard. Now, let me get into some of these super chats here. Stormy says, thanks for the shout out on the main channel video. Yeah, man. I'm glad you liked it. I was very happy to do that. I went back and I looked at your article. Man, you had a lot of research in there. There was a lot of good stuff in there to pull out. So I'm glad you got the shout out, man. Thanks for being a part of the channel. Thanks for being a nerd venture. Appreciate you, brother. Jennifer Coyne with a $20 holla. Holy cow. Very generous. Says, it won't happen, but how cool would it be if Ewan McGregor's someone special that he filmed was his Uncle Dennis, a.k.a. Wedge? Possible. And that would be freaking cool, to be honest with you, because Ewan's always been way more into Star Wars than Lawson. And Dennis just has never really been down. Although he came back for Rise of Skywalker. Like, what was that about? You know what I mean? Like, super weird. It could be that, Jennifer. My money is still on Anakin. My money is still on Anakin, Hayden Christensen. I think that those two, I mean, if you look at comments leading up to it, Ewan has just been elated with the opportunity to come back and work with Hayden. And also, it kind of seems like he's not necessarily super internet savvy, so he doesn't even fully understand that, like, the prequels now are, like, beloved. Like, the prequels went through their sort of phase of getting crapped on, and now, like, people love the prequels. Like, especially Obi-Wan. Like, I wonder if he realizes how iconic he really is as Obi-Wan, because it's, like, ridiculous. It's awesome. So that could be the case, Jennifer, and I appreciate the support, but I'm telling you, I think it's Hayden. John Van Gelderen Jr. with the $5 hello says, take my money. Thank you so much, man. Appreciate the love. Appreciate the support. John Hicks with a very generous $50 holla. Holy cow, you guys are crazy, man. Yo, man, last night's stream was great. Awesome catching everyone from the channel. What are your thoughts on Toxin being played by Stephen Graham? Could be the team-up Venom will require to top Carnage and Shriek. Still not Spidey, but I'll take it. Huh. Toxin would be sick, and that could lead to the Toxin symbiote getting on Brock later, which would be kind of cool. I don't know, man. That could be really fun. And but again, I appreciate the love. And yeah, Nerd Vengers, you got to check out these behind-the-scenes streams. It's a lot of fun just getting everybody's take about what's going on in the world, and arguing and laughing and having a good time. And I can't wait till the evening streams are more, out there for everybody. But yeah, good stuff, man. And Toxin would be dope, John. I appreciate the love, man. I still think they need a Spidey in there. You know what I mean? I think they need a Spidey, but they're, honestly, from a comic book perspective, and again, I'm just such a fan of Andy Serkis. I'm really excited to see what happens in this movie. I know people are heavily divided on it, but I'm really excited to see what happens in this film. And it's like, to me, they're doing the right stuff. Like, they did a Venom thing. It worked. Like, it somehow worked. Without Spider-Man, I couldn't believe it, dude. I was like, there's no fucking way this movie's gonna work. It worked. So now they're just doing Carnage. You know what I mean? They're doing the next thing, like a little symbiote action. I think they were gonna put Spider-Man in even the first Venom, but Kevin Feige's like, hell nah. And then he eventually got what he wanted. So, hey, Toxin could be cool. A Spider-Man clone could be cool. Why not just put Kane in there? You know what I mean? Lord Vito with the $10 holla says, I've missed my Nerd Vengers. YouTube is full of phonies. They talk nonsense, and even Judge Judy knows it's baloney. We stay thick like cheesy macaroni. And I don't give a fuck. I'm down to bang with my homies. Let's go! Quote of the day. Quote of the day, Vito. Dope. Sinister Gain says, full frontal shirt reveal. I'll tell you what, this shirt is, it's laundry day. That's what this shirt is. This is the Eye of the Tiger wild ass shirt. But it's a little loud, I think, for the channel. I wouldn't do it if I had actual laundry done. So we got to do laundry today. RF Gaming Channel, the $5 holla says, let's give a Den of Nerds happy birthday to my boy Reese, who turns 12 today. He's a Nerd Venger in training. Love to see it. Happy birthday to you, Reese. 12, man. Ooh, what a time. What a time to be alive. And with all this cool nerdy stuff going on, man. Reese, I hope you're living it up, man. I hope you're living it up. Vonk with the $2 holla says, Mike Pop. Yep. Thank you. Matthew K with the $5 holla says, China has overextended its position in the world. They're taking on too many fights that are just not worth it and could very well backfire in the long run. That's interesting. That is very interesting. We'll have to see what happens with this and how it plays out. You know what I mean? Elisa Scat with the $5 holla says, I will now be accepting Nerdcoin donations from anyone who wishes to fund my scroll takeover. Just saying. Oh, boy. Oh, boy, don't give her any nerd coin, people. Don't do it. Quentin Lee with the $2 holla says, outfit coming with the Mr. Roger vibes today. A little bit, huh? It's like a little Mr. Rogers, and then like, bam, we ballin'. Big Stevie with the $5 holla says, not a tech guy, but is it the wiring? It could be the wiring, but like, I'm telling you, like it was fine last night. I didn't do anything to it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't do anything to it. I was messing with the cameras today, trying to get the green screen working. But I didn't do anything to this fucking thing. So I don't understand, man. But we will figure it out. You know what I mean? Josh I with the $20 holla says, Josh, are you as pumped as I am that Season 4 of Castlevania drops on Friday? Let's go. I hope that it is. I got the black lung pop. I hope that it's fire. Oh, and when you mentioned Crimson Dynamo yesterday, got me stoked and made my day. P.S. Take my money, brother. Thank you so much, my friend. Very generous of you. Appreciate you, brother. Quentin Lee with a $5 holla says, man, CCP has a lot of the media in the U.S. in the pocket, bruh. So some of this might be true, but some of it might be paid condemnation. Wow, that's an interesting thought. So I think what Quentin is saying is some of this could literally be them trying to shit on Zhao. I don't know, though. You know, like, I get what you're saying. Maybe I'm getting you wrong here, but I think that's what you're saying. I know that there's a lot of media connections to China, for sure. Are you saying you think even this article could be China trying to disparage Disney and those efforts? Do you think that's what it is? And they're trying to create a narrative of that? Because I will say there's some editorial in there that's weird, right? They're talking about, like, the Fu Manchu stuff. It's like, yeah, whatever. You know, like, I don't know about all that. And they already bent the knee to that. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. Could be, man. Could be. I will say, in all seriousness, this is such a crazy thing. And some people don't even want to talk about it. And I understand that. And I respect people that don't want to talk about it. Uh-oh. Look at that. It was kind of a photo thing. I respect people. Respect's the wrong word. I respect the right of those that don't want to talk about it because it is frankly a quagmire and there is a lot of weird ramifications for talking about this stuff potentially. You know what I mean? So I totally get it. You know, luckily we have the Nerd Vengers, we have the Tower, we have this digital world. They can't really stop us. They can't really touch us. But there are other people that don't have the same security that we have. You know what I mean? I'm not talking about Trinity, even though he's great security. I'm talking about our security. Machine Gun Carter with the $2 holla says, remember how stereotypical OG Power Rangers was? Yeah, it was pretty stereotypical. Strictly Sports Productions with a $5 holla says, hey Josh, hope you're having a good one. Do you know about what the Lightcast podcast is reporting about Warner Brothers being restructured in Snyderverse on Max? So I don't know anything about that. I know that that's what they're reporting, and I saw that our good friend Casey Walsh, who always conducts himself with the utmost respect on Twitter, was giving them a hard time, which I was shocked by. You know what I mean? I can't believe that he would do such a thing. Makes me want to believe the Lightcast even more, but just being real, I don't know. I just don't know. I just don't know about it. You know what I mean? Anyways, let's take a second here and see what's going on in the chat, and we'll come back to some of the super chats in just a minute, guys. So let's check this out. What's going on in the chat? What are y'all saying, man? What are y'all saying? Oh, man. You guys are so crazy. You guys are so cray-cray. But I love it. But I love it. Hello from Montreal. Well, hello there. Killed it last night. Those damn gremlins coming in here messing all shit up. It's crazy. Captain Pennsylvania's here. Captain Pennsylvania. Hope you're doing well, my friend. Hope you're hanging tough. Hang tough, man. Hang tough. random. But what do you think about Jaden Smith being Miles Morales? Works for me. I haven't really seen Jaden in much, though. Is he might even be, well, I guess they could do him as Miles, but doesn't he seem even old? He's like old for the role. You put me on timeout for saying shit. Go fuck yourself, says Beachbird Aikido. I didn't put you on anything, my friend. And if one of my guys did, I'm going to stand by them 100%. So, sorry, my guy. You might just be banned forever. Josh I says, I dig your look today, brother. Hey, thank you, man. I don't know if I dig it, but I'm glad you do. Gavin Cooley says, we say a lot of shit. Indeed. Josh, I came. What's up? Josh, I came in right when you sneezed. It was a great sneeze, 10 out of 10. Wow. How about that? I'm getting praised for the sneezes. You know what I mean? Carl says, love the shirt, Josh. Go get him, Tiger. P.S. Multiverse Agent Venom played by Joe Manganiello or bust. Bro. Yes. Oh, shit. Okay, put a 1 into the chat if you're feeling what Carl is saying and you think we should get a Joe Manganiello Agent Venom, Flash Thompson Agent Venom, maybe from the multiverse, just to keep it kosher or whatnot. But put a 1 into the chat if you're feeling that shit. I'm going to put a goddamn 1 into the chat myself. Ow! I like it. Let's see here. Josh, hear about TMT versus Cobra Kai Playmates toy? No, I haven't heard about that. It seems kind of cool. He's got a power and a force that you've never seen before. They've got the ability to morph. And what are you talking about? You're going crazy, man. Look at that. A lot of ones. Well done, Carl. Well done. Well done, sir. Ewan has kids old enough to be toddler Luke. That would be dope, dude. Are you saying he could have a kid that's playing young Luke? Whoa. They should have showed us. On May the 4th. Freaking buttholes. Anthony Manzano says, Josh, why do you think that Shang Chi and the Eternals are going to be rejected in China? Like, are you talking about why specifically do I think that? Or, like, are you totally not on the same page? Like, did you just come into the stream and you're expecting me to do everything I just did for 50 minutes all over again? I don't know if we're going to do that. I could speculate about why I think it, but I'm not going to re-go over all the articles and all that shit. You know what I mean? Look at the interview again. Why would I do that? Why would I look at the interview again? I don't understand. What interview are you talking about? I don't understand. So why would China reject those films? I mean, first of all, they do view it as, I think particularly with Shang-Chi, they view it as too stereotypical. You know what they're really trying to, it's a power move. That's what it is. It's a power move. They're like, they don't want the West to think that they can make something Chinese or Asian, and that they have like the authority to do so or any kind of leverage. Or I think that's part of it. I think the CCP doesn't want the Chinese people or the people of the East or the West really to have it be fact that Westerners or Western companies have any license whatsoever to tell a authentic tale about what it is to be Chinese or Asian. That, I think, is part of it. I think it's also partially like a businessy power play move. There could be other things going on behind the scenes that we're not aware of. But when we looked at those casting calls, and again, we don't know if those casting calls are exactly for the express purpose of making China like the movie more. But if you look at those things, what do we notice about all those casting calls? They're very specific about the physicality of those people. They have stand-ins for their main actress. They have stand-ins for their main actors. I don't know, man. I wonder, I mean, how fucking ridiculous would it be if we got a Chinese version of Shang-Chi that, like, didn't have Awkwafina in it? Or, like, when you looked at shots of Simu Liu, it's like some other dude or something. You know what I mean? Like, what? That would be the weirdest shit I've ever heard about. And honestly, if that happens, here's the thing about that. If something like that happens, I would expect Simu to say some shit about it. because he's been very vocal on Twitter about all sorts of different things. Kim's Convenience being canceled and the way that was handled with the production, with the producers. And I would hope that Simu would stand up and say, this is fucked up, man. This is fucked up, and I would expect Kevin Feige and Marvel Studios to side with me. I would expect Kevin Feige and Marvel Studios to side with Chloe. Fuck that. And if he came out and did that, I think people would rally behind him. So, let's see. You know what I mean? Kind of don't know what will happen. Who knows such things? Only the Oracle. What are my views about Venom Spidey team up versus Carnage? I think it would be dope. I think it would be awesome. Awesome. Okay, guys, we're going to take a quick intermission here. We're going to have a quick intermission here. And then we will come right back and talk about Emily Blunt. Talk about Fantastic Four. There's some other things I want to get into. So give me just a moment here. And I'm also going to unplug this microphone and everything and try to figure that out. It's so crazy. Why does this keep happening? I don't understand. I just don't. I don't particularly get it. It doesn't seem that cute. Doesn't seem that cute. You know what I mean? This song seems pretty cool though. We'll go out on this. I don't understand. Oh, there it is. Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Welcome back to the second part of the stream. We're gonna get into the Emily Blunt news now. I want to talk about that. Talk about some other things that are going on in your nerdy world. Does the microphone sound a bit better? Because God, I hope so. And also just had to reset the camera and figure that kind of crap out too. Mamas, don't let your babies grow up to be YouTubers. Let them be doctors and lawyers, and frankly, any other profession would probably be much better for their mental health. Anyway, let us talk about this Emily Blunt news. Pretty interesting stuff. I'm going to turn the music down for a second here, but let us get into some of this crazy news. This all happened when Emily Blunt addressed the casting rumors of her being Sue Storm in the Fantastic Four on the Howard Stern show. So let's get in here. Let us just listen for ourselves on what Miss Emily Blunt said on the Howard Stern program.
The big thing. Here's the big thing everyone wants to know. Is it true? I am a big fan of Fantastic Four. You've heard the rumors that you and John, what do you mean? Don't make a face. That you and John are going to be Reed Richards and his wife, Sue, in the Fantastic Four movie, which I think would be a great idea.
No, that is fan casting. That no one has received a phone call. That is all, that's just people saying, wouldn't that be great? And that's it. No one has received.
In a way, are you too good of an actress to really participate?
Say that.
Are you too good of an actress to really take that role seriously? In other words, maybe that's why you don't even react to this Black Widow thing, that you could have been the Black Widow in Iron Man, and that could have been your franchise, and blah, 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 blah. Because in a way, maybe the whole genre of superhero movies is beneath you.
It's not that it's beneath me. It's not that, because I love Iron Man. I wanted to work with Robert Downey Jr. It would have been amazing. Yes. But I don't know if superheroes are for me. They're not up my alley.
You don't like the superheroes, or is it that a lot of women I speak to,
I think
we're not into comics?
It's been exhausted. I think it's just that we are inundated. It's not only all the movies, it's the endless TV shows as well. And it's not to say that I would never want to play one. It would just have to be something so cool and like a really cool character, and then I'd be interested. But in general, I don't race to see superhero movies, and maybe because I feel they leave me feeling a bit cold. I can't explain it. I can't get in there.
Wow. Okay. Very interesting statements made by Emily Blunt. I also wanted to pull this article up, okay? Because this article, I believe, let's see here. When was this? Yeah, this is from 2018. And she is talking about Captain Marvel. There were rumors again that she was going to be Captain Marvel. Okay, let me just make sure y'all can see this all right here. Cool, looks like it's good. Let's go through this together and see if we can glean any information on how she approaches these things and how she's talked about it in the past. Speaking to Screen Crush, while promoting her acclaimed new horror film, Quiet Place, Blunt was asked about those long ago Captain Marvel rumors and said that she never even got a call from the studio. "Oh, nobody ever called me about it," Blunt said, laughs. "It was all untrue." Blunt also noted that it's awesome that Larson landed the role and went on to say that she doesn't need a comic book superhero on her resume now. She has Mary Poppins. I mean, I think Mary Poppins is a superhero, so I'll just say that she's my superhero, Blunt said. "Yeah, I think I've fulfilled that. I'll just say it's her. Listen, she can fly, she has superpowers, she's magical. I'll just go with Mary Poppins." So while it doesn't really matter at this point, now that we know that Blunt apparently never even got close to Carol Danvers, and she seems fine with that, after all, her connection to the role was always fueled more by fan wish lists than actual studio interest, and her career's gone well since. A Quiet Place is shaping up to be one of the best reviewed genre films of the year, and Mary Poppins Returns already seems destined for a major Christmas weekend opening. Okay, pretty interesting. Now, I of course want to know what you guys think of this, but I got to be completely honest with my take. Now, a lot of this is speculation, but when I see her make that face and when I see her address this thing, I'm not going to lie to you. Like this, like that. Come on, man. That is different. That is different body language, and it feels different in the way she is answering this question than when we see Andrew Garfield squirm like a squirmy McSquirmstum because he knows he's Spider-Man, and we all know it, and it's just a really awkward kind of, circus almost at this point, right? To me, this seems like a completely different answer and a completely different answer. And also, remember when we talked yesterday about how on the Jimmy Kimmel interview, it seems like at least through rehearsal or at least through some kind of communication, Jimmy knew what he could talk about, the things he was going to talk about, and Ewan sort of saw those things coming. You could almost feel that they had been over those questions before. There was context there. Similarly here, when Howard is saying, do you feel like they're beneath you or this kind of stuff like that, I feel like that's an angle or a discussion or an extrapolation from conversations that those two have had off the record, okay? Because you see this stuff manifest in interviews and in conversations like this. Now, we also have heard other rumors. Jennifer Lawrence's name has been thrown into the hat as Sue Storm. That seemed to be pretty much a thing. And ever since, I want to say over a year ago, when a lot of the Krasinski and Emily Blunt rumors were out there, both of them seemed to throw a lot of cold water on them. In fact, the names that we've been hearing that are connected to actual good sources and people that are reputable out there is like a Joseph Gordon-Levitt. And a Jennifer Lawrence, which is a younger sort of take on the Fantastic Four, it would seem, at least, compared to Krasinski and compared to Emily Blunt. And it's just important to note that even back in 2018, she really did seem to be saying the same thing, having the same song and dance when it came to the Marvel rumors. And really, frankly, the end of that call or the end of that interview where she's kind of saying like, they leave me feeling a little like hollow or something to that degree. Like, to me, man, that's a big old sign that it is not going to be Emily Blunt as Sue Storm in the Fantastic Four. So that is the interview. That is what is being said out there and sort of my take on it. Let me just speculate a little bit about what could be happening behind the scenes. I frankly think that Krasinski may be more interested in being a part of the MCU than Emily Blunt. But remember what we always said when those rumors were swirling around. We always said it's a package deal or probably not. You know what I mean? Like, it would make a lot of sense. They are, a good couple, but there's so much weirdness and pressure that comes on that sort of a thing. And I think in this current day and age, when we're really seeing like this sort of battle with the studios, the artists' rights, there's a tension. There's this like subtle tension between everything out there. And she's talking about all these shows and all these things and just being inundated with all this content. It really does seem like even if conversations were had, which could be the case, and then that whole never got a call thing, which we know is something they all say just to kind of cushion the fact that, like, of course they didn't call, their agent got a call and then it was whatever. It's like a safe way for them to lie. But if she did indeed have conversations and met with Kevin Feige, I think that they turned him down. You know what I mean? I think that they turned him down, and I think that he definitely wanted that to be the case. In fact, we had heard that he had met with Emily Blunt, and even as late as mid-2020 or early 2020, late 2019, that he actually did meet with her. You know what I mean? So I got to be honest, I just don't think it's going to happen. I know it's sort of heartbreaking for the fans out there, but I do not think that Emily Blunt is going to be in the Fantastic Four. I do not think John Krasinski is going to play Reed Richards. I think they're going in a different direction. I think Feige probably tried because of the assumed fan kind of stuff out there. I think with them teasing out the logo for Fantastic Four recently on that trailer, we are bound to be getting some leaks and more info on that very, very soon. But I don't think it's Emily Blunt, guys. I think she's being honest when she says, nah, fam, I'm good. Let me know what you guys think about this. Let's get into the chat. I'll bring the music up a little bit, and let's just get into the chat about this. You know what I mean? Like let's chat about this. I want to see what you guys are thinking. So I want to look at the chat, and then we'll get into some of the super chat. There's a couple other things I wanted to go over today too. Another very interesting Disney story that I kind of wanted to go over with you guys. But let me get this tunage going on here. Give me just a minute, and then we shout. See what y'all are saying. Oh yeah, that's nice. That's a nice rhythm. That's a nice beat, man. That's a nice rhythm. Oh yeah. Okay, let's see what's going on in the chat. In fact, let's just give me a yes or no in the chat. Give me a yes or no. I want to see where everybody's at. Do you think that Emily Blunt is telling the truth in this interview? Yes or no? Do you think she's telling the truth? Yes or no? Yes or no? Is she telling the truth? Huh? Dang, a lot of yeses, y'all. A lot of yeses. No-ish. Okay. Yeah, sure, whatever. Yeah, man. I mean, look, it really does feel that way, you know? It really does feel that way. It feels like it's a pretty solid, truthful statement coming from Emily Blunt, which, by the way, is totally okay. You know what I mean? Like, if she doesn't want to do it, then we shouldn't want her to do it. We should want people that are excited about it, that want to do it, that are into it. You know what I mean? And I definitely think, like, there's something to be said for just how crazy that contract can be and how crazy it can be trying to work with Disney and Marvel. You know what I mean? And, you know, for her to say some shit like that, like, whoa. A little bit weird. Mike, sounds good. Did you fix it? I think I fixed it. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure, but I think I fixed it. But yeah, a lot of you guys are saying nah. So how do you guys feel about Jennifer Lawrence? You know what I mean? How do you feel about some of that stuff, man? You guys cool? Cool with that or what? According to the Sokovian, Krim says, shout out our amazing Nerdvengers coming in clutch and propped me up when I was down. Thank you guys so much. Every little bit meant the world. Nerdvenger for life! Krim, I'm glad that the community was able to help you out, brother. I'm sorry that you're going through some ish, as it were, man. You know, we all go through that ish, though, you know? And that's why you got a good community, the family in the tower. We always got a room open for you in the tower, Krim, you know? Come on in. Come on in. Jason Strobe says, I despise her acting. I think she's actually an incredible actress, but I think that in the X-Men movies, she was just phoning it in. I think after a while, she got burned on that. She didn't want to do it. She may have even had beef with Bryan Singer. Who knows exactly? But I think she's actually legit, dude. I think Jennifer Lawrence has chops. I think she could definitely be Sue Storm. But I can see why people wouldn't want her. We've talked about it before. I don't like her face either. Amen. Camera looks amazing. Thank you, Kev. Appreciate that. Camera looks so good that I gotta, like, make my face look better. I gotta go out and get some sun. I gotta whiten these teeth. You know? Oh, shit! Got the diamond badge. My man, Kev. My man. There you go. Allison Brie from Community as Sue Storm. She would be great. I don't know if she's interested, though. So, here's something. Let's ask this. I want to know what you guys think about this. What about Joseph Gordon-Levitt as Reed? Can Joseph Gordon-Levitt as Reed work? What do you guys think? Joseph Gordon-Levitt. Nah? Yes or no? Nah or yes? I missed one of the supers. I'll go back and do supers in just a second, man. I just want to, actually, before I get into the supers, there's a couple other things I want to show you guys. That's pretty crazy. Look at how positive people are on Joseph Gordon-Levitt on that. You know what I mean? That's pretty cool. That is pretty cool. Dude is little. Yeah, but aren't they going to do effects to, like, make him taller and stretch? I mean, he can fucking stretch, for God's sakes, you know? You missed mine, Father Josh. I'm going to go back and do supers in just a little bit. I'm not ready to do super chats yet. Not ready to do them yet, but I appreciate the love, and we will get to them. We will get to them. I want to show you guys a couple other things. Look, I don't want to make it the crap on Disney show. Let's go. Let's crap on Disney. Let's get it. Let's give it to the mouse. You know what I mean? Fuck them. Okay, here we go. Disney to pay Star Wars novelist Alan Dean Foster and more. This is kind of an interesting story and ties into some of the stuff we've been talking about behind the scenes, some of the conspiracy theories that I have about what's going on with Disney. And oh man, they better shape up. You better shape up, 'cause I need the MCU. And I have my heart set on Kevin Feige. I don't even know. It doesn't even make sense. All right, here we go. The hashtag Disney Must Pay Task Force has announced that Alan Dean Foster, James Caan, and Donald F. Glut, the novelization authors of the original Star Wars trilogy, have resolved their royalties issues and will be paid by Disney. It was Alan Dean Foster's issues with Disney that caused the current foray over the payment of residuals by Disney to writers, and although this specific issue has been resolved, the task force has uncovered many other issues regarding Disney payments to creators. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Pay your people, man, you know what I mean? Especially if you're one of the most profitable fucking corporations of all time. Like, holy shit. Now the International Association of Media Tie-In Writers, that's a mouthful, and the International Thriller Writers and Mystery Writers of America have joined the task force. Wow. With Lee Goldberg, writing foundation of the... and joining Neil Gaiman? Oh my God. And Chuck Wendig. Wow. They state authors continue to contact the task force looking for help. Writers who are missing royalties or royalty statements may fill out this form hosted by the acronym. Anonymity is guaranteed. Wow. Crazy, crazy, crazy story. Okay, so let's see here. John Pelisano, president, Horror Writers Association, said that this organization is proud to be a part of the Disney Task Force alongside all these other acronyms and many other organizations focused on writers. We believe writers must be paid and should not have to jump through hoops for that to happen. We're hoping Disney will come to the table and cooperate with author organizations that are providing support to authors and agents so that there can be a clear path going forward. We're all wishing for a resolution that will continue the great creative relationships that have been built over many decades. Since we launched the task force, progress has been made. We are pleased that a few writers have been paid, says Crowell. However, we do notice the difference in how lower profile writers are being treated. We should not still be having the discussion about honoring their contracts. Wow. Okay. So, again, we don't know for sure what's going on over at the Mouse House, but I have been speculating for some time. Let's do another photo here so that the camera doesn't go off. That's kind of fun, huh? Making the most of bad situations. Look, listen, Linda. Listen. I've been saying for a while now, there seems to be a very weird thing going on with Marvel, potentially with Star Wars as well. And my spidey sense, in effect, has been tingling because I think it has to do with writers, and I think it has to do with royalties, and I think it has to do with lawsuits, and I think it has to do with the fact that they made, possibly conspiratorially, of course, third floor basement, zero sources, the IQ of a goldfish bowl. Not even the goldfish. I have the IQ of a goldfish bowl, not the fish. To me, one thing I've been wondering is it possible that WandaVision, that originally had a bunch of House of M clear-cut references, was changed to make it not look as much like House of M from the comics, therefore not being tied up in a future lawsuit of using and adapting that story without giving the full rights to, or some royalties to, I believe it was Bendis that wrote that? I'm not 100% sure. Similarly, I'm wondering, because Malcolm Spellman has sort of all but said that, Steve Rogers, old man Steve, was going to be in Falcon the Winter Soldier. you know, it would be a shame if that was removed because it too closely resembled Nick Spencer's iconic comic books that did very similar things that would then lead into future stories for the John Walker character, Secret Empire, and things like that. We know that Marvel has been doing an incredible amount of shuffling with their movies and projects behind the scenes. And man, oh man, wouldn't it be a shame if a lot of that was being done not for any story reason, and maybe not even at the behest of Kevin Feige, but the big lawyers, the Mickey Mouse lawyers, could possibly be coming in and saying, hey, don't fucking adopt these comics anymore because we don't want to pay these comic book writers, and the way these lawsuits are going, we're going to have to pay them. So instead, rip out everything from these shows that can be tied to direct adaptations of comics. It would be a shame if that's what was happening. We don't know. Again, we don't know if that's what's happening. We don't know. But more and more evidence seems to suggest that it is at least a possibility. One thing that I'm watching for, and I'm keeping a very close eye on, is my man Kevin Feige always talks about the comics. He always talks about the comics and how the inspiration was the comics. I hope he continues to do that. And if he doesn't, start, you know, if he stops cold turkey referencing comics, talking about how the inspiration is the comics, my spidey sense is going to start tingling once again. Again, we don't know. We don't know. But it's at least worth talking about. I felt like it was a very interesting story. Again, if you think Disney is the good guys, you're fucking crazy. Just plainly, they're not. You know what I mean? I love Marvel. I love Star Wars. I love some of the IP that Disney holds. And I even think Disney is not the worst company in the world. You know what I mean? And they have a checkered past like a lot of companies have. But I tell you, if you think they are the heroes, holy shit. You gotta, you're twisted up. Twisted up. Let's talk about this. This is pretty interesting. Disney announces Marvel watch parties with Avengers Endgame, Thor, and more ahead of Loki series debut. It's a great time to be a Marvel fan. We're on the direct here. Following the drought of content in 2020, this year has brought fans WandaVision and Falcon and the Winter Soldier. But the best part, Marvel is just getting started. In addition to Black Widow, finally releasing in theaters on July 9th, the studio also plans to release Shang Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings in the Eternals, Spider-Man No Way Home, which may or may not be the Spidey ensemble. But before fans head back to theaters, Marvel's next Disney Plus series, Loki, is set to drop on June 11th. What? And due to its time-traveling aspects, the God of Mischief himself and Owen Wilson debuted in the MCU. Fan anticipation is at an all-time high. MCU watch parties for Thor and Avengers Endgame announced for Disney Plus. What's a watch party? What's that? In anticipation of the upcoming releases of Marvel's Loki on Disney Plus, the House of Mouse has scheduled weekly watch parties to tide fans over. Watch Party Wednesdays, kind of like it's kind of catchy. May 12th at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. That's 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Marvel Studios Thor. So they'll be watching Thor at 8 on Wednesday. The next Wednesday, they'll be watching Avengers and the Dark World. So that starts at 4. Interesting, and it'll go right through. Then they're going to bounce over here, start at 5 again and watch Ragnarok. Then they're going to go to 4 back again and watch Avengers Infinity War and Endgame back-to-back. That's pretty dope. So it says here, each Wednesday, fans are encouraged to watch a specific MCU film featuring the God of Mischief and tweet alongside using hashtag Loki Wednesdays. Here's a look at the Loki Wednesday schedule. Okay, this is kind of fucking cool, okay? It's confusing a little bit. You know what I mean? It's confusing because it's like, ooh, do they just want to take over what YouTubers do, like, completely? You know, and we saw Sony just do a breakdown with Andy Serkis released right after that trailer came out to squeeze in the algorithm, like, for the search volume for a breakdown. They sort of took that over and snuffed out the independent media which usually gets that kind of authority. And so on the one hand, maybe this is just a cool idea. Maybe this is just them having fun and doing the watch parties. I don't think we're going to be able to participate as much because we're going to have our own streams going on at that time. But it could also be a thing where we're starting to see the corporations understand that, corporate media and a lot of the things that they do is totally tone deaf, and these engaging things that influencers, streamers, and YouTubers have sort of pioneered is legitimately something that they want to have their hand in. Not only maybe for the potential exposure and the marketing aspect. I don't think it's for the money. I think it's for marketing, but also because they may well be able to control the narrative a little bit better. If they can get their breakdowns and their watch parties and their reactions to come out first and take over the search for the algorithm, then they can control the narrative for the most normies that are coming in. You know what I mean? Now, look, I'll be honest with you. I don't really care. And frankly, even a lot of our contemporaries and people on YouTube, I don't really think even provide that good of a service. And they're just algorithm junkies. So in some ways, like shaking this up or like making this not just a thing that you have to do on YouTube would kind of be cool for me. I'm not worried about it at all because we sort of have a different business strategy than a lot of YouTubers out there. We're like really community based. We really do a lot outside of YouTube. You know what I mean? So we're not as reliant as the algo and views in general. But I am curious. I'm curious what other people think about this. I'm curious if you guys think this is a cool idea, if you think this sucks. I'm interested. So let's look at the chat. You know what I mean? Like, what do you guys think of this? What do y'all think of this, huh? What do you think about this? I feel like the chat's going crazy now. Hang on. I can't read it. It has to catch up. It has to catch up. Holy cow. Let's see here. We will see what happens. It's cool, but I probably won't join. Whack says Gfro. Big Stevie says it's only a matter of time until Disney has their own YouTube channel. Influencers directly tied to them. Imagine a YouTube channel with a financial backing. Yeah. Good idea for them. Haven't seen it promoted, though. Yeah, that's true. Pushing the little guy out. Maybe it could be thought of that. I don't know if they're necessarily trying to push people out, but I think they're certainly trying. I think one of the things that Disney doesn't like, and no corporation really likes, is independent media. Like, for real, dude. For real. Like, they don't like motherfuckers like me being able to come up here and be like, I love Marvel, I love Star Wars, but fuck Disney and fuck them for doing this. They don't like that. You know what I mean? They're like, no, we want some association with this guy. Maybe if we give him tickets to something or we let him watch episodes early or some shit, he'll be less likely to talk shit on us or call us out for our bullshit. And I'm just so disinterested in that. And I've told you guys before, like, I don't want to work with them at all. I don't want any pressers. I don't want any screeners. I don't want anything like that. I'll just wait and do it with y'all. You know what I mean? Because I don't ever want to have that influence how we report or talk about these issues. Frankly, I don't want to be talking about the issues with China, Shang Chi, and the Eternals. I don't want to. I'd much rather talk about how Shang-Chi's going to be dope, or, you know, it's doing all this crazy stuff, or they're setting up Agents of Atlas or whatever, right? But Marvel and Disney are so weird at not putting stuff out there to try to control the narrative. Therefore, they let the narrative just become created by influencers and people online, and I think they hate that. I think they're fucking up because they could have transparency. Like, imagine if there was somebody at Disney that streamed the way I do. You know what I mean? That interacted with audiences the way I do. Now, right out the gate, they're going to get shit on. But, like, what if they were kind of fucking cool about it? What if they were like, oh, here we go. Yeah, I'm out here, the mouse, well, getting those shill checks, but, you know, everybody's shitting on me. You could literally find a path forward. And I've always said that I think some of the problems with these corporations nowadays is that they don't hold L's, man. Like, Disney needs to come out and be like, we fucked up. And we fucked up before. We fucked up this. We, you know, look, we're just trying to do our best. We have shareholders. It's a weird world. We're trying to do better, etc., etc. Which, in some instances, they have done. I felt like the way they handled the situation with John Boyega was pretty cool. It seemed genuine. It seemed like he was legitimately happy with what had happened there. So, I don't know, man. Like, I think there's like these studios, there's a path forward for them, but it's like this, man. It's like the more they try to impose their will and create this suffocating, oppressive way of handling press and PR, the more they're going to distance themselves from the potential goodwill that could be out there. Like, I think people are reasonable, but if you just be douchey and you don't, like, humble yourself before the internet, because frankly, frankly, it's one of the worst things that I have to do every day, but it is what it is. I mean, the internet is the internet, and the power is with the people. The more you recognize that, the more you understand it, the more you can ride with the waves, baby. Otherwise, they're just going to be crashing and sinking your boat. So, I think there's a decision to be made. And I think it's weird. Anyway, let's get into the Super Chats. Let's finish off with Q&A, guys. So I'm going to get back into the Super Chats now. And we'll see what y'all are saying. Appreciate all the support and all the love. And I will spend a little bit of time trying to get into the chat as well. So give me a second. I got to pull back to where we were. Let's see here. Remember, OG Power, good chat, like this podcast. The reshoots will affect the plot. Okay, let's start here. John Van Genderen Jr. God, I'm horrible. With a $5 holler says, how do you think the reshoots will affect the plot after seeing what happened with Falcon and the Winter Soldier? Well, I have no idea. And with that specific event, I wonder if those reshoots are even for the North American version of the movie. What if the reshoots being done now are only for the CCP version of the movie? You know what I mean? Like, as weird as that sounds, that's probably it. Shiloh says, with a very generous $10 holla, says that article really said Hong Kong and Taiwan agree with China. There's no way they did. There's no way they did. They hate China. Disney did Finn dirty with China movie poster. They don't care about supporting the actors. I can't believe they actually said Hong Kong and Taiwan agree. What crazy-ass editorial. Or just somebody that doesn't know what the fuck's going on. You know what I mean? I'll have to look back into that, but I frankly not feeling it right now. Appreciate the support, though, Shiloh. Lord Vito says with a $5 holla, says, Josh, I just realized you're wearing a Hawaiian shirt with a sweater. What is going on? It's laundry day, Veed. It's laundry day, okay? All my cool shirts. And frankly, you know, Elisa wore some of my clean shirts as well, you know what I mean? And it's cool, and, you know, I'm happy that she was able to wear those cool shirts and everything like that. But that meant less clean shirts for me! You know what I mean? So it's laundry day. Nikki with the $10 holla says, instead of catering to China again, MCU should just keep it pushing with the movies and then raise awareness for the atrocities that are committed over there. But they won't, LOL. Disney loves China. Yeah, well, they love Chinese money, you know what I mean, is what it is. And again, I just think that a lot of these corpos are headed towards a rude awakening, man. Because it's, like, super easy for people like us to be like, how about I stop spending money on you, like, now? You know what I mean? And really and truly, man, you need the goodwill of the people, you know? Like, we're heading into a really interesting time in the economy. Like, everything's getting democratized. Crypto's going to make everything open source. Everything's going to be out in the open. People are no longer, like, these companies are no longer going to be able to have editorial actually paint these horrible images in a positive light. Like, we're just so far past that, and I just think they really do need to adjust. You know what I mean? But appreciate the love, Nikki. Alan Ewald with a $2 hello says, did you see Cletus smash that Spidey? Teasing us. Yes. And I thought it was cool. Forehead face with a $2 holla says, gonna be a good day. Banging the homies today. Hey, I'm actually seeing one of my good homies today a little bit later, and hell yeah, I'm banging that homie. So can't wait to see him. Thank you, Forehead face. And if you don't know what that inside joke is, don't worry about it. You just gotta, like, everybody knows you gotta bang the homies. Quentin Lee with a $5 holler says, yep, exactly what I'm saying. They do use editorial to directly do damage where they can't use force. That is true. The CCP has used that before. It would be interesting if Variety and that article was meant to disparage Disney. Wow, what a world. Definitely appreciate the insight, Quentin. T-Love, a.k.a. the Silver Lurker with the $5 holla says, I get how large China is as a market, so let's say, F them. I'll buy 5 copies of my favorite films to make up for them. Okay, so interesting you say that, T-Love. There's an angle there. There is an angle there. Disney could literally come out and say, look, man, the world is different. We're rethinking things. Moving forward, we're not doing this, and we're ashamed of our associations with blah, blah, blah. We didn't realize what was happening. This is fucked up. And now we want to support our people, and we want to support our actors and actresses and directors. And we hope that you as Marvel fans understand, and we hope that you back us up. I think that would work. But instead, they ain't going to say shit. And they're just going to try to get all the monies and sweep all of the drama under the rug. Josh I with a $2 holla says, I dig your look today, brother. Thank you so much. Carl with a $20 holla says, oh, yeah, we talked about this. Love the shirt. Go get him, Tiger. P.S. Multiverse Agent Venom. Yeah. People love that idea. 34 Virgo with the $5 holla says, I need positive vibes and energy. Surgery today for me because of a bad accident. Totaled, and my tear duct is sliced open. Hashtag no pirate. Look. Ah, yes. Well, my friend, I hope that the surgery goes well. We all love you here. We're sending you positive vibes. I'm going to pray for you myself. But I will also say that there are people out there, and if you get down, it might be worth it to look into some of the people out there that have gone through pretty rough things and some of the amazing things people like that have been able to accomplish. You know, dark things happen and bad things happen to good people, and I don't get it. I don't know why. But I do know that there are 2 different kinds of people when horrible things happen to them. Some people never recover and sort of always hold on to that like sense of loss. And then there are other people that somehow find meaning, purpose, or direction, and they can come from something really dark and change just by changing the way they think about it, approach it differently, and perhaps ultimately have fulfillment themselves and be able to bring something back sort of to the tribe. You know what I mean? In moments like this, if you can forge through and bring that formidability back in some ways to your tribe and your people, I mean, it definitely sucks. I definitely wish it didn't happen to you. But there is potentially a way forward where more love is put into the world. More positive energy is put into the world. You could change some people's life in a very positive way. You know what I mean? But if you can, and it just sucks and you need to live in that misery for a while, I totally understand that as well. Either way, we got you. Ryan Beckendorf says, could Feige show up in the MCU as the one above all? I mean, maybe. I don't know. That seems a little... I wouldn't do that. Personally, I don't think he needs to do that. You know what I mean? Bill Burr as the Thing or Bust says Flat Brush Zombie 47. I love that idea. I think that would be dope, dude. He's technically in the Disney family now. You know? Pew pew, doing the Star Wars thing, so who knows? Nolan Nerd with the $5 holla says MCU needs to stick to the source material and the fans will come. When the source material gets tampered with, problems occur. Stan Lee created a gold mine to use. I agree with you. And I just really hope that highly conspiratorial theory that I have about... And look what we got to do. Let's do one of these again. We got to do another photo to make sure. I like these photo things. I mean, it sucks that the camera won't just work. But, I'm kind of into the hilarious, ridiculous photos that we have going on. Anyways. I would hate to find out that they are hurt. Because, like, one of the things I don't think this would be a Feige thing. I don't think Feige would agree to this. But, like, it would suck if he's being put in a position by Disney to do things that he just really doesn't believe in and hates. And honestly, he's got enough clout and fan support that, like, if he came out and said something... Wow, would that make Disney look pretty fucking bad. So, I don't know. We'll see. Normies to Nerds with a $5 holla. Kendall says, now this got me like, who the fuck does Emily Blunt think she is? I'm being a little dramatic, but not really. No need to poop on the genre. For sure. Now, I do think she was sort of led by Stern there, but I agree with you. I think she tried to be tasteful about it, but there's something about the way she ended that. It felt a little Scorsese to me, you know, like amusement parks, being inundated, like all that. So, hey, man, I feel you. I get you. Well, she don't want a pot of this? Well, we don't need her. You know what I mean? Krim, I saw your message again. We got you, my guy. We got you. I hope you're doing all right. JNC Kaiser with a $10 holla says, love your show, man. Keeps me going when stuff gets rough, which is far too often these days. I appreciate that, man. Thank you so much. The support goes a long way. I'm glad you're getting value out of this. It is a weird time in the world right now, man. A lot of pain out there, a lot of confusion, a lot of things coming to fruition, a lot of difficult problems bubbling up to the point where we must solve them immediately. It's a weird time. It's a weird world out there, man. But there's a way forward. And I've actually never been more optimistic about the future. I think there might be some short-term pain, and by short-term I mean even possibly years, a couple of years of pain that could be coming to a lot of different people. But in dark times like that, and again, when things are like rough, I mean, man, the tower's always open, baby. You know what I mean? And we're going to have a lot more content coming at you. This community is incredible. I recommend you get on Discord. It's great. It's not like social media. It's like community. It's totally a different thing. And I really like it, and I'm excited. I'm excited about what we have going on here. So I'm glad the show brings you that kind of value. Aiden Hernandez with a $2 holla says, one more final today. Wish me luck. You got this, man. You got this, Aiden. You're about to crush that final. That final has no idea what's coming for it. They're going to have to remake the test after you take that final. Destroy that final. Do it. Do it now. Nolan Nerd with another $2 holla says, Catherine Winrick for Storm Sue. Played by Lagartha Vikings. Oh, she played Lagatha from the Viking show for Sue Storm. Catherine Winnick. Huh. She'd be cool, man. I liked her in Vikings. She was cool in Vikings for sure. Crazed Panda with a $5 house says, let's be real. Sarah Finn will be the best people possible to be Fantastic Four. She's the best casting director in the business. Sarah Finn is incredible. She has done an incredible job casting for the MCU, and Crazed Panda is correct to point that out and put us at ease. But I will say she probably did want Krasinski and Blunt. I mean, it does make a lot of sense on paper. Big Stevie at the $5 holla says, imagine a YouTube channel with financial backing. Disney's trying to take over. Yeah. Machine Gun Carter with a $2 holla says, Venom's my favorite black superhero. Don't cancel me. Canceled. Go G Fro with a $5 holla says, love the content and the community. First time throwing some dough at you. Good stuff, homie. Thank you so much, G Fro. Appreciate that. I love hearing the first time thing because it just means that, like, before today, you looked at that and said, no fucking way. No fucking way. I'm gonna give money to this talking head dude on the other end of my phone or my computer or whatever. Seems like he's doing fine. I don't need to spend no money on this motherfucker just to get my words out there read by this dude. Who the fuck does this guy think he is? And yet, you have turned the corner and you see the value. It has to make sense for you. Money, put your money where your mouth is, means that we're doing something right. Despite all the errors, despite all the cracking in the mic, etc., we're doing something right, G-Fro. And that feels good. Elisa Scott with a $5 holla says, I mean, as long as you can stay away from those Ralph boners. Ugh, those boners, though. Those boners. Speaking of Ralph boners, I can't wait to get boner ready and bang with all the homies when it comes to Loki. And we're going to start doing content about that really, really soon. I want to talk about Kang the Conqueror, talk about time streams, multiverse, Secret Wars, all of it. We're going deep. I don't care if Kevin has to rip everything out because they can't do anything comic book anymore because they're losing all these lawsuits of royalties. I don't give a fuck. I'm still going to get excited and talk about the comics and talk about where it comes from. Dirt Wizard with the $5 holla says, great show, brother. Great show, brother. In the Hulk Hogan voice. Keep tossing that poop at the Diz. Take my money. You know, they could help themselves out a little bit and not be the worst company ever. Felicity says, the $10 holla. Daily PSA. When you're banging the homies with your rap boner, make sure that your camera is in working order so we don't miss a moment. What the fuck? P.S. We all ride dirty sometimes, Josh. No shame in your game. Thank you. Appreciate that. I'm not sure if I should appreciate it, but I do. Aiden Hernandez with the $2 holla says, is $2 enough for another photo for the homies? I don't like doing this kind of stuff, though, because then it's going to be like $2 hollers for photos like for the next week. You know what I mean? So let's do a really awkward thumbs up photo for you, okay? That's for you. Don't ever ask for that shit again. It ain't happening, motherfuckers. It ain't happening. It ain't happening. I'm going to ignore everybody. Slow-mo1203 with the $2 holla says, not using the comics is why the Fox movies sucked. I agree. Well, there's a lot of reasons why those movies sucked, but that was certainly one of them. Let's see here. Big Steve with another $5 holla here says, Yovana Strofsky from Chuck as Sue Storm. She would kill it. Yovana Strofsky. Let's see here. Who is this biddy? I have no idea. Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. She looks like your atypical, stereotypical, symmetrical-faced, blonde white woman. I can see why you think she'd be good at it. Faux show. Nathan Tattoos with a $5 holla says, hey, guys, late start today. Didn't see the first half, but always glad to see my Nerd Vengers in the morning. Let's go. Nathan, I hope you're feeling better, brother. I know you were feeling a little down the other day. Hope you're feeling better. Hope the sun is shining over in Chicago, and we're glad to have you here. T'Challa with the $2 holla and no message. Come on, man. Michael Coleman with a $5 holla says, this is for the F-bombs. I don't know what that means, dude. T'Challa with a $1 holla and no message. Come on, King. You can do better than that, man. Put a message in there. Naaman Hubbard says, $2 holla. Zac Efron for Human Torch could be the GOAT level. Oh, you know what? That could be fun. That could certainly be fun. Ugh. Crack my neck a little. Alan Ewald with the $2 holla says, Spider-Man is the one who put Cassidy in jail. Yo, that'd be sick, dude. That would be sick. I would like that a lot. All right, let's see what's going on in the chat. What y'all thinking about in the chat, huh? Betty White as Sue Storm, incredible. Nick Limonet says, my 1.5-year-old took my phone at the beginning of the stream and watched for 20 minutes. Looks like we have a new Nerd Venger on our hands. Now, take my money. Well, dang. That's kind of fun. Maybe it was the dance moves. Maybe it was the cracking mic. And also, I apologize about the swearing. I'm going to try to work on it. But let's be real. I have a potty mouth. I'm trying. Sorry, Mom. But it is what it is. Nick Lemon. I hope I'm saying your name right, but let's be real. We know I'm not. Stark Raving Rad with a $5 holla says, if it won't give me nerd coin from watching and liking, I guess I'll have to do it the cold, hard way. Take my money. So it should give you for watching and commenting. I think it's on a 5-minute cycle, but unfortunately, I can't get it to work for the likes. I want it to work for the likes, but I can't get it to work for the likes. We're trying to maybe get our own APIs and cloud bots and different things working, but that's a whole process, my friend. That's a whole process. Be honest, Josh, you're not trying. I mean, I'm occasionally I'll start to swear and think I shouldn't do that. You know what I mean? Occasionally. What else is going on? What's going on in the chat, y'all? What's going on? Green Bear says, that's it, I'm done liking. Damn. Where are the likes? Yeah, where are the likes, man? Where are the likes? Hey, guys, just so you know, we did adjust the gambling levels. You now have a 75% chance that you'll lose. Yeah, that's right. 75% chance you're going to lose. I got to tell you, we may adjust it back. But for now, 75% chance that you'll lose. You have like a 2% chance of winning 5 times what you bet. And then you have, what I guess a 23% chance to win twice the amount that you put in. So, yeah. It is definitely been adjusted back because the week before we had people just blowing it up and winning all kinds of coin. There's also a give feature now, so you can give other Nerdvengers Nerd coin. So we'll keep adjusting it. This is a beta test with Nerdcoin, but we love what we've been able to do. By the way, all the items should be shipping out today. That's on my list in the afternoon. So we'll be doing that quite soon. Nice. Oh no, Elisa, that's not what I said. Give the Den of Nerds hell. Yeah, I know. Most of you guys are doing that. Oh, man. We need the heist back. Well, maybe we could work on the heist. Maybe we could figure that out. T'Challa with the $5 holla. Okay, we got a message in here. Way to go, King. MCU were never completely from a source material. Civil War, Thor Ragnarok, Feige gets inspiration from the comics, but being their own. That's true, but he has always indicated that the source material is the comics, and a lot of the character moments and the motivations for the characters and even plot devices come from the comics. They adjust them, they adapt them, they combine them often, but he's always been very forward about it coming from the comics. If he stopped saying that, it is just another feather in the cap of that theory that something really weird is going on when it comes to licensing. But T'Challa, glad that you were able to get that super chat in there. And I understand where you're coming from. Aiden Hernandez says, never tell me the odds. Gamble all my nerd coin. Holy cow. Holy cow, man. Holy cow. All right, guys, I'm going to get out of here in just a second. I'm going to read this last super chat from Tim, and then we're going to get out of here. Yeah, we're going to get out of here. Tim with the $10 hello says, oh, man. Hang on one second. Much love to all my Nerdvengers and you, Josh. Everyone is going through their own struggle, but being a part of this community you've built helps a lot. I've met the dopest people on here, so thanks. Tim, thank you, man. Honestly, we didn't build the community. We built the brand, and the community came. You know what I mean? Now, we do a lot of work to try to, help and really make that love feel real. There's an authenticity to what we do. I will take credit for a lot of things, but I can't take credit for the community. That's you guys. Like, you guys did that. Like, we just kind of put the signal out there, and frankly, it's adjusted over time. It's evolved over time. I wasn't even certain it would work. Things are so political out there. Things are so divisive out there. It's weird to think I want all kinds of fans, no matter how they feel about these issues, to be able to come together, be respectful, and get hyped up about nerdy shit, to be able to talk about the difficult issues without disrespecting each other. That's weird. Who the fuck would want to do that? God, it's been a headache, frankly. But it's worth it, and it has manifested itself into something that I truly think will be the envy of many, many companies moving forward. Our brand isn't going anywhere. Our company isn't going anywhere except to the fucking moon. And the more we promote these actual, human ideals, we talk frankly and honestly and openly about the things that are going on in the nerdy world, I think it's going to end up being some place that people will be able to extract a lot of personal value from. And that is pretty fucking cool to me. Or pretty cool. Sorry, shouldn't swear as much. All right, everybody. Ladies and gentle beings. Ladies and gentle beings, thank you for being here. Thank you for being a part of this crazy experiment. We love you. And as I always say, I hope you are having an awesome internet. I will see you in the next video. did everybody go? Is everybody gone? Did everybody go? Or is everybody gone? Did everybody leave? Everybody gone? Everybody good? Are we good? Are we good? Man, I gotta tell you guys, okay, let me just say that a couple of weeks back, I remember saying on a stream to you guys, I don't know if this is true, but I'm just gonna put it out into the universe and let's just watch if there are any stories that come out in the next couple of weeks that may hint to this being a thing. And what happened? We found a lot of those stories that seem to be hinting that this is a thing. Man, this is going to be a bad look for them because it's not just, if this is true, if they really are removing stuff from projects to try to not pay future royalties, that's more than them not paying royalties that are due. That is them taking creative control away from Feige, taking creative control away from other visionaries and creatives to potentially curb future lawsuits and for a public relations issue. That is the most wiggity whack shit I've ever heard of. I hope it's not true. But again, I'm keeping my eyes out like a fucking eagle. Because I'm not going to give anyone a pass. Nobody gets a pass. Honestly, if this is true, I would hope in my heart of hearts that Feige would stand up and make the right call. Be on the right side of history with this particular issue if it is indeed heating up the way I think it might be heating up. There's precedents in the music industry. There's a lot of precedents out there. Again, I hope it was just the pandy and shuffling because of the Spider-Man deal. I really hope. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you for hearing me out with these crazy conspiracies. Much love. I'll see you guys soon.